activity, what we need is just a glass container. We need a little crystal. So you can get this from any kind of, a store that sells little crystals. It doesn't really matter what kind it is, but as long as it's clear.
Okay.
And then I have a little spoon. You're going to need some paper towels. And then you're going to need some paint. So these are just regular tempera paints. So I'm going to go over this activity as I would be explaining it to a child. And this is really can be a range of ages that this activity works for, and but all the way up to teenagers. And I actually just did this with my office mates over here, and they were like, "Wow, this was really
Yes,
great."
yes. I really think that what works for our youngest really works for us. I think, everything
Oh,
that we needed to learn as grown-ups, we learned in kindergarten.
so true, so true. So what I always say is that, we have a part of ourselves. This is our true self. This is a part of ourselves that we are born with, that is untouched by any life experience. This is where we feel and experience love and compassion and kindness and acceptance, and where we really feel like we are a good person. This is how you and I and all of us, we are born just like this pure, beautiful crystal. So this is what this crystal represents. So we put it in the water, and when we are young, we can see the crystal very clearly, right? You see that, Sarah?
Yes, yes.
And we know we are good, right? Like young children, like they just know it. They don't worry about feeling like a failure, like a toddler learning to walk, and they just fail and fall down all the time. They don't go like, oh darn it, like I failed again. They just pick themselves up and they keep going. But what happens is that we are surrounded. So the water represents our thoughts and our life experiences. So when we are born, it's all very clean and pure. But then life happens, and we might have, let's say, some happy thoughts. So yellow is a happy color for me. So let's put some happy thoughts in here. There we go. We have some happy thoughts now, and we mix it and mix it and mix it. So it starts to change color. But if I look, you probably don't see it in the camera. I still see my true self here. I can still see that I am a good person through these happy thoughts. Okay. And then we have peaceful thoughts, maybe some white. We add some white to it. And we mix it. And I still see it. If I bring it close to the edge of this container, I still see it. I'll see if I can show you. Still see it there.
Yep, we can, yep.
Yep. Okay. But then also some sad things happen in life. And we might lose someone we love, or the whole pandemic, we can't go to school. So we might feel quite sad about it. So we have black thoughts, really sad thoughts. So we add some of that here. And now see how it's starting to get darker and darker. And I no longer see my true self anymore. So what happens is now I just start identifying with what I see, which is this murky colored water, my thoughts, And then we have angry thoughts as well. And red is an angry color for me. So I add some of angry thoughts. getting upset, and now our thoughts are even darker. And now I don't see it at all anymore. I don't see it on the side here. And it feels like I've just kind of lost
Yes.
who I am,
And what a
you know?
strong visualization for our young ones or for anyone as I'm watching as well.
Right. Yeah. So now we don't think, we are our true selves anymore. We have forgotten that. Remember where we started, that beautiful, pure crystal
Right.
as a child, free and joyous. But here's the secret thing though. Underneath all this, I wonder if we still are the same like we used to. So let's find the crystal. Oh, I found it. Look, I'm gonna give it a little wipe. I'm gonna give it a little wipe. And look, we are untouched by all those sad and mad and experiences and thoughts. So inside all that, we are all still this pure self that we started with. So this is what we got to remember. This is who we really are. We are not this.
Yeah.
That's just the stuff that happens, right? We are not this. These are our thoughts. And by the way, we can learn to control our thoughts so that we have more of those peaceful thoughts and happy thoughts when we still were able to see our true selves, our pure self, our joyous self. So that is why it is important to take care of our brain, our mind, and our thoughts, because we don't want this yucky water, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, so that's that activity. How was that for you, Sarah? Just watching it, what was coming up for you?
Yes, I just think again, if we can make things really concrete for our learners, they can see and we can start to. One of the things that I love to do is ask questions. What do you think is going to happen when I put in this
Mm,
angry thought or this sad thought? What do you think is going to happen to the crystal? And
yeah.
having those conversations. Also, if they say like, "Oh, the crystal's going to still be the same. Who I am is still the same." Then going into why do you think that? What makes you think that?
Mhm.
And then we can connect it to, oh, so do you think that our thoughts really can affect who we are? Like, do you, and then we can make a connection. And kids, they really say the most beautiful things. They have such
They are
insight
so
when it comes to
profound.
this.
Yeah.
Um, and then if we wanted to extend it, it's like, what could we do with these murky thoughts? Like,
Mhm.
could they go away? Could we flush them? Could we get another bowl of water?
Exactly. And I would have them actually do it. Let's let go of those murky thoughts. So then, yeah, flushing this down, and then, and that's really, I mean, what a beautiful tool for
Yeah,
children to really start managing their mindset, to start managing their thoughts. And
and
this is really powerful when kids are like, especially the younger ones, they're like, wow, it's
yes,
because they thought it's gonna, they think it's gonna be colored or somehow damaged,
right,
and it's not.
right.
So,
The other extension that you can make is then referencing back to this activity. And of course, this is not an activity that you only do once, but when your child is having some emotion, you can reference back and say, oh, I'm noticing that maybe you're having some thoughts. Can you describe the color of your thoughts? Or can you describe maybe your child does have feeling words already and tie it back into this activity so they again have something to hold on to that does feel a little bit more concrete.
right, exactly. And you can actually have it as a station, like in your home, so that a child could go, and it's a meditative activity. So where they can do that and they can go through the process of like discovering themselves, the really pure, unharmed, loving part of themselves over and over again. So yeah, get creative with it. Definitely is
Right.
a good idea just to get creative with it. Let the children experiment with it, making it fun. And like you said, just being curious, being in inquiry about what's going to happen next.
Yes, yes. And it can be so powerful then as you move forward with that.
Right, exactly.